Hello, hi, good morning. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Faraks. Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's nice to meet you again.
Okay, it's very nice. I'm sorry that I don't have the camera available with me today, but of course,
Oh, it's okay.
okay, so good morning, everyone. It's my great pleasure to welcome all attendees to the information session of the top Hungarian universities. I'd like to take the chance to welcome Professor Ola Sobhi, the cultural attaché in the Egyptian Culture and Education Bureau in Austria, as well as my counterpart, Mr. Faraks Attilla, program coordinator of Stipendium Hungarian Union. On behalf of myself, Hisham Ahmed, I'm the General Director of Dispatch and Academic Supervision in Central Department of Mission, Ministry of Higher Education. I'd like to welcome all the sharing universities, Hungarian universities. It will be delighted, to hear a lot about them today. This is our first sessions with the Hungarian universities. We had a lot of experience with other universities worldwide, and it will be our great pleasure to present the Hungarian universities to the Egyptian scholars, either undergraduate or graduate for graduate studies. I'll leave the floor now to Professor Ola, the cultural attaché of the Egyptian Culture and Education Bureau. Professor Ola, floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hisham. Thank you very much, dear colleagues and Mr. Attila Farkas. It's a great pleasure to be with you today. After 1 year being in this office, we didn't have the chance. Maybe we've wrote some letters or we hear from each other, but it's a very good chance to meet you all today. I think you know our role in the cultural offices is actually promoting exchange between universities, between Egyptian universities and other universities in the whole world. It's one of our main objectives is fostering academic exchange and knowledge transferred bilaterally. As I already said, sending our Egyptian academics abroad to study and to conduct their research in one of the most important, this is one of the most important means to achieve this goal. And I'm not going to talk too much because we do need to hear you today. We have 5 of very unique universities in Hungary, and I'm very glad to know more about the initiative with Hungary, between Egypt and Hungary, for the exchange and scholarship program. I think our students have lots of questions. That's why we have this meeting today. It's about applying for the scholarships and about the interviews. Some of them have some problems with the interviews, so they do need from your side more information how to prepare themselves. And I think after we hear about the program, the scholarship program from Mr. Farkas, and then from your distinguished universities, the presentations, I think it would be very important to tell the students how should they prepare themselves, how to apply, how to appear in the interview with universities to be accepted. Thank you very much. I'm not going to talk very much, but please, we'll start with Mr. Attila Farkas about the scholarship initiative.
Thank you for the introduction. I'm going to share my screen. Oh, I cannot share my screen.
You can now, Mr.
Oh, now, okay. Okay, should be good now. You can see my screen, right?
It's so clear, yes.
Okay, thank you. So the next following slides, I'm just going to talk about briefly about the Stipendium Hungaricum program. Let's start with the structure of the Hungarian higher education system, just briefly. Every academic year starts in September and the first semester ends in January. The second semester, which is the spring semester, starts in February and ends in June. Usually January and June are the examination periods. The Hungarian higher education system has a three-cycle degree structure. What does this mean? This means that the first degree, which is the bachelor degree, usually takes 3 to 4 years to earn a bachelor degree. The second degree is the master degree programs, and it takes usually 2 years to receive a master degree. And the third cycle are the doctoral programs, and it takes 4 years to receive a PhD degree. And we also have a special undivided master programs. Usually these programs are the medicine programs, pharmacy and dentistry, and it takes 5 to 6 years to receive your degree on these study programs. On the following slides, I will talk about a little bit the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship program. So the scholarship program was funded by the Hungarian government in 2013, and it is based on bilateral agreements between the countries. Of course, Egypt and Hungary have this bilateral agreement. We only have one application period every year, and we are in the middle of the application period. It has started in the middle of the November, and the application deadline will be in 15th of January. Within this program, you can choose between 30 universities in Hungary, and we have over 18 partner countries from all around the world, from Africa, Asia, in English language. So let's see the allowances within this program. First of all, we're providing you tuition-free education, so you don't have to pay any tuition fee for the universities. We also provide you a monthly stipend, which is around 130 euro per month on bachelor and master level, and around 500 euro in a doctoral PhD level. Also, be providing you an accommodation, a free dormitory, or if the dormitory is not available, we are providing you a contribution of the accommodation, which is around 120 euro per month. Also, you will receive a medical insurance, and we also have different student services, such as mentoring system, access to the library, and the alumni system as well. Let's see the application documents briefly. So first of all, we have an online system, and we only need the documents online, so you don't have to send any hard copies for us. The most important documents are your CV, your motivation letter, your previous school certificate, and also, of course, the proof of language proficiency. For PhD level, also have some additional documents, such as your research plan and the letters of recommendations. You should know that, as I mentioned earlier, this program is based on bilateral agreements. This means that you have to apply to the sending partner as well, which is the Egyptian Higher Education Ministry. They also have some requirements. Okay, so let's see the timeline for this application period. The most important deadline is now 15th of January, which is the application deadline. So after that, you will not be able to send your application for the scholarship program. After the deadline, the Tempus Public Foundation will run a technical check, and we send the eligible applicants to the sending partner. And the sending partner will nominate the best candidates for the scholarship program. You will have a notification in the middle of March about the nomination. And after, when you are a nominated applicant, your application will be forwarded to the universities, and the entrance examinations starts in the middle of March, and it will end in the middle of May. About this section, we will hear some information from the universities today. And when you finished your entrance examination, the Tempus Public Foundation will notify about the results in the middle of June, end of June. And after this one, you don't need to do anything, just to start your visa application process and prepare to arrive to Hungary by 1st of September. As I mentioned, the academic year will start in September. On this slide, here you can see our online application service. Probably you already know. The address is apply.stipendiumhungaricum.hu. So as I mentioned, all of the documents you just need to send.
May I interrupt you? We just can't see the slides. May I just, the slides, the slides don't move. We just see the first one.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's a problem because I have like 8 slides. So
no, I mean, yes. Now it's changed. Thank you.
Okay, so on the first slide, I was taught about the structure of the Hungarian higher education. And then I moved to the Stipendium Hungaricum program. I was talked about the host institutions and the study programs. And here you can see the allowances, which I mentioned, that for master students is 130 euros per month, and for doctoral 500 euros. The accommodation, free dormitory, or contribution to the accommodation. And then I moved to the application documents. I mentioned the motivation letter, previous certificates, and for PhD students, they need to also send the research plans and letters of recommendation. And I was here to talk about the application timeline. So first of all, as I mentioned, the most important is 15th of January. Then the applicants will be notified about the nomination in middle of March. And after that, the entrance examination period will start. Okay, so the next slide, I hope you can see now the application, the online application system, which is apply.stipendiumhungaricum.hu. And I mentioned that we do not need hard copies. All the documents need to send through this website for the application. And what I was wanted to talk about, just a couple of thoughts that the program is based on bilateral agreements, and according to these agreements, there are certain study fields which is supported by the Stipendium Hungaricum program. The master level is very strict. You can apply for agriculture, engineering, technology, or natural sciences studies. For bachelor level, it's more study programs are available. And when you're applying, please bear in mind that not all the study programs are available for the Egyptian students. So thank you for your attention, and if you have any questions, we are happy to answer. Please visit our website. You can find the contact information there. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Attilla, but if you kindly just point out some of the OTM programs.
The OTM programs, so we have like 5 or 6 OTM programs, as I mentioned, medicine, pharmacy, dentistry, and also architecture and some agricultural programs. So based on the agreement between our countries, medicine, pharmacy, and dentistry are not available for the Egyptian students. However, architecture and agricultural OTM programs are available for the Egyptian students.
And the duration of this program, how long?
5 years.
5 years. So it could be bachelor as well as master.
Yes, in the end, they will receive a master degree.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Attila. I think we should mention that we are going to collect all the comments and the questions to ask at the Q&A round at the end of the presentations. As we mentioned in the program that we will start with the Budapest University of Technology and Economics. I don't see the representative of the university with us.
I'm here.
Yes, sure. Sorry. Yes, please.
Thank you, Professor. I would like to share my screen. If
Dr. Attilla, if you kindly just stop sharing.
Yes, I'm trying. Just a minute. Yeah, I can see now. Okay, I stopped.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I think it's gonna work now. Could you give me a feedback if you can see my screen now.
Yes, it's clear now.
Thank you. Thank you very much. This is László Gergely Vig from the Budapest University of Technology and Economics. I'm the director for the international education. Thank you for this event, for the invitation to this event. This is a very good opportunity to share the information and to meet up and discuss all the relevant things related to the Stipendium Hungaricum application. Before going to the practical information, let me briefly introduce our university, which is located in the heart of Budapest, in the middle of Hungary. Actually, this is Budapest, and you can see that how the Danube River crosses the city. And this picture is made in one of the buildings of the university, so you can see that we really do have a very nice environment, and we are in the heart of the city. Another picture, it's not taken from the university, but on this picture we can recognize the main campus of the university, located here just right next to the Danube River. Another picture about the northern campus. This is actually the northern campus of the university, and it's continuing going down to the south. So the university is located in a very nice environment in the heart of Budapest. Budapest is really a very nice city, full of life. The university itself is a traditional one and quite old one. Actually, it was founded in 1782, and I believe that by this fact we can say that this university is the oldest one that was founded specifically on the engineering field. So it also means that we are just now in this academic year celebrating the 240-year anniversary of the university, which also means that we have a lot of events during this academic year. You can also join to it, and you can follow the events in the website of the university.
Professor V, may I mention again that the slides are not moving?
Oh, again.
And the students are asking if you can send us the presentations after we finish so that we can share it on our website.
Okay.
Or they can have it, and because they have the questions about the link and everything, so that we will have the presentation. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Now it's moved.
Yes, it's moved.
Okay, thank you. So just to show you these few slides, what I had so far. So again, just would like to mention that I'm László Gergely Vig, the director for international education, and you can also see my email address here. So if you have any question, you can contact me by this email. In this previous slide, I was just showing a few pictures on the environment of the BME. This picture is taken from one of the building of the university, so I believe that it confirms that we are at a very nice location in the heart of Budapest. Maybe I now skip these pictures. So I think I can continue with a few figures, few numbers on the university. We do have 8 faculties covering a very large number of fields of engineering, but not only engineering. We also do have faculties for natural sciences and economic and social sciences. So we have a kind of combined education, even in the engineering fields. These sciences are very deeply embedded. We have more than 20,000 students, Among them, approximately 500 foreign students. More than 60% of them are scholarship holders, thanks to the Stipendium Hungaricum program and the other scholarship programs. As you can recognize that these faculties are covering fields starting from civil engineering, mechanical engineering, architecture, chemical and bioengineering, electric engineering, informatics, transportation engineering, and as I mentioned, natural sciences and economical and social sciences. We are very proud of our Nobel Prize winning former students, Dénes Gábor, Jenő Wigner, and György Ola. You might know these famous researchers. And some other famous former students you might be aware of, Theodor von Kármán, Leo Szilárd, Ede Teller, Donald Bank, and Karol Cipernowski. But very probably you know Ernő Rubik, who is the inventor of the Rubik's Cube. The university put much emphasis on the balanced life, meaning that academic and social activities as well as the sport activities, which is, I believe, very well confirmed by the fact that we have a very large number of Olympic winners as former students. And as an engineering and research university, we have very strong connections with industrial partners, as this list also confirms that. Just starting last year, we are part of the ELISA consortium, which is a European University Association, a very new initiative of the European Union. 9 university partners are involved in this consortium, so we can probably say that we are part of this, and our students can participate in the activities of this consortium. Now, in the next following the few slides, a few words about the education BME. As Attila Farkas mentioned, we have the Bologna system, so the bachelor, master, and PhD. We do have a single OTM program, integrated program in architecture. Regarding the bachelor programs, we have 6 programs in civil engineering, mechanical engineering, architecture, chemical engineering, electrical engineering, and computer science engineering, and mathematics and physics, which is actually 8, not 6. We have more number of programs in the master courses, again covering all of the fields, all of the faculties, starting from civil engineering, chemical engineering, up to the faculty of economic and social sciences. We do have more than 20 master programs, and as I mentioned, there is one single integrated program on architecture, which means the 5-year education of this field. Our doctorate schools also cover all of the fields of the faculties, and they are all available in the Stipendium Hungaricum program. Just another nice picture of Budapest, just before starting the practical information on the admission requirements. All of the programs have minimum requirements, including 4 basic principal requirements. The first one is always the certificate for the preliminary studies, which means secondary school leaving certificate for the bachelor programs, BSc diploma for the master programs, and MSc diploma for the PhD programs. Practically, for all of the programs, we have an admission test, which should be successfully completed. The third requirement is the language skills. Basically, or by default, it should be proven by international certificates like TOEFL or IELTS. But based on some some individual cases, we might accept other certificates, but this should be based on an investigation for the individual cases. Regarding the PhD and DLA programs, typically we need prepared and discussed research plan, discussed with future supervisor. But among the different doctorate schools, we might find here some differences in the procedure. Some doctorate schools require that the applicant should select the topic from a given list, but other doctorate schools allow to have a discussed and prepared research plans before the application is submitted. And regarding the DLA program, in that case, we also need a portfolio of previously completed works of the applicant. I mentioned we have admission tests. Two types of tests are possible. One is the written test, written electronic test. Most of the programs requires such a written test or written minimum test, which is an electronic test. The other type is the oral interview. Regarding the bachelor programs, we do not have oral interview, but with an electronic test on mathematics. This is common for each program, and physics or chemistry, depending on the selected bachelor program. In case of master program, again, we have electronic written admission tests. These are the types of these admission tests are twofold. In certain cases, like for architecture or structural engineering, these are kind of minimum tests, minimum requirement tests, which means that they have mathematics and physics test on very basic knowledges on these fields. Other master programs like the transportation engineering, for example, or the environmental, regional and environmental economic studies, they have tests on general numerical and logical reasoning practices. Regarding the PhD, some of the PhD programs have a written minimum test, and all of the programs have oral interview. I forgot to mention that also for the master courses, we do have oral interview for all of the programs. These written electronic tests are managed on our website, e-admission website. We have developed this e-admission system, which is available on this homepage, which is shown on this slide. You can even now register to the website for the purpose if you would like to check what kind of tests you will need to complete for the different programs. So we have these sample test and the practice part of this system. And anyway, the real actual admission test will be available also on this website, but of course they are currently not available for the applicants. If you need further information, you might also want to check our website, bme.ru. There is a special menu for the prospective students where you can find all the information on the programs and the admission requirements. You can also find the information in the study finder. Probably you know this website. And of course, you can also contact us by email on the international at bme.ru email address. Thank you for your attention. And of course, if you have any question, I'm glad to answer it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. P, for the very valuable information. And I think all the questions which have been asked here on the Q&A, I think are already answered. It was about the specialities and the duration and application and everything. And I think it was already answered. Thank you very much for your presentation. And now we are going to hear a presentation from the University of Debrecen from Mrs. Anna Maria Rach, the coordinator of the Stipendium Hungaricum.
Hello, welcome everybody. Can you see and hear me? I can see that you can see me, but can you hear me?
Yes,
okay.
We can see and hear. Thank you.
Okay, I would also like to share my screen, but as I see, I cannot do it yet.
You can now.
Okay.
You can now.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so very briefly, I'm going to talk about the university and rather the requirements and the entrance exam. Okay, so just a moment. There is some problem with the. Okay, I hope it will be seen now or not. Okay. So the University of Debrecen practically has been operating since 1538 when its predecessor was established, and since that time a form of higher education has been continuously going on in Hungary. So we can say that it has a very long history. Only since 2000 it is called the University of Debrecen, when almost all the faculties merged together. This means mainly science and technology, engineering, department, economics, medical programs, and then became maybe the largest university in Hungary, called the University of Debrecen. Currently, we have around 6,300 students who are international students, and they are from about 120 countries. Altogether, there are almost 30,000 students with the Hungarian students as well. So Debrecen is often called the city of students, so it can be really called a student city. Also, the university campuses are spread all over the city, so you can find a building of the university almost everywhere. Since 2013, so the starting of the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship program, we have been accepting scholarship students as well. And currently we have around 2,500 scholarship students. So as you see, it's almost half of our international students who are studying here in the framework of the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship. Now they are from about 60 countries and studying at more than 70 programs. There are quite many Egyptian students. I am sure that you know some of them. So it's we are very famous among Egyptian students. As mentioned before, we can offer programs in almost all fields of the bachelor programs, like the field of agriculture, informatics, science and technology, business and engineering. And we also offer master programs in the same fields and PhD programs in every field. But for example, you cannot apply for a medical program in the framework of the Stipendium Hungaricum program, or at least not medicine. About the requirements, if you are applying for a bachelor program, we will need a high school certificate or secondary school certificate. It's okay if you are in your last year now, and if you finish your studies by the end of this academic year, by June, you can also apply, and then you can submit the high school certificate later on after the application deadline. For the master's programs, we need a relevant bachelor's degree. If you are unsure about what kind of a master program you can apply with a certain bachelor degree, you can check our website edu.unideb.hu, Here you will find a menu point for prospective students and programs, and here you can check it, or you can also contact us by email if you are unsure about the prerequisites. And of course, for a PhD program, you need a relevant master's degree. Okay, a few words about the entrance exam and interview. For bachelor programs, we always conduct a written exam and also an oral entrance exam. The written exam will take place around April and the first part of May, as Mr. Attilla has mentioned before. It's going to take place in an exam site, and we will inform our nominated applicants in due time about this. Also on this site you will see sample tests. The exam subject is usually mathematics, and depending on the area, on the program you are applying to, you will need to take an exam in chemistry, biology, physics, and geography. Again, on our website you can check the subjects in which you will have to take an entrance exam. But for example, if you apply for an IT program, the exam is in mathematics. If you choose the chemical or biochemical engineering, you need to take an exam in mathematics and chemistry. For biochemical, you can also choose biology instead of chemistry. For engineering programs like civil engineering, mechanical engineering, mechatronics, there is an exam in mathematics and physics, also for the professional pilot program. And you can also apply for earth sciences or geography when you have an exam in mathematics and geography. Usually 1 or 2 days after the written examination, we conduct a Skype interview with you. It's usually based on the written exam and also about your motivation. For master and PhD applicants, usually there is an oral interview. These interviews usually take place in Skype, but if it doesn't work somewhere, it can be conducted on another surface, Zoom, for example. Okay, about language requirements, we very often get emails about the language requirements, and I want to emphasize that you should also confirm it with your sending partner, because maybe earlier it was required from Egypt that the applicants must have an IELTS exam. I am not sure about it now. The university does not require an IELTS or a TOEFL exam, although these exams are the most frequent ones. We accept any other English certificates which are on the same level, so it can be anything else as well, which are certified exams and which are on at least B2 level, that is the upper intermediate. For most programs, we need this level. Also, we accept if the medium of instructions is or was English at your school, where you are studying or where you were studying previously. But in case somebody doesn't have any certificates, and especially nowadays, it may be difficult to take an exam because of the pandemic situation, then we conduct an oral exam and also a written test with everybody. Okay, in this case, you will need to upload a declaration with your application that you do not have a language proficiency certificate, so you would like to have the English test with us. And then we will inform you about the time for the written test. It will be online, similar to the professional subjects. It will take place also on the exam site, and we also conduct an oral interview with you in this case. I think you know about this. Just to summarize what documents are to be submitted. It's very important that until the deadline, the 15th, you submit your motivation letter, your school reports or university transcripts. You must also submit your school degree certificates, but if you are in your last year, you can also submit a declaration. If you are not sure about what to write in a declaration letter, you can also find an example of this on our website. But if you are not in your last year, you must submit your school degree certificates. Okay, it's very important that the school reports or university transcripts are also submitted, because if we cannot see your grades, we cannot evaluate your application. Mainly, the admission is based on the entrance exam result, especially for applicants for bachelor programs. But of course, we also consider your school results. So it's very important that you also upload your transcripts. Proof of language proficiency, or as I mentioned before, a declaration. And for PhD students, also 2 recommendations are required: a research plan and a supervisor letter. If you are unsure about your topic and any questions about PhD, you can visit the website doctory.hu, where you can find contacts for supervisors and also topics. Actually, that's all I wanted to tell you about our university and the requirements. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Raj, for the valuable information again. And then I think we still have some questions before some of our guests leave, because I know some of you have appointments. So I would like to summarize some of the questions here. Maybe we can answer. I think Mr. Faraks could answer lots of them at the end of the session if he would have time, because we have questions about the range of age. Do we have limits for the age for the master, for example, or for the all degrees? And another question is, do we have a possibility for self-supporting students if they would like to study medicine, for example? Because Mr. Faraks, you've said that medicine is not on the scholarship program with Egypt. So if they would support themselves, is there any possibility for this? And one of the students is asking if there is a scholarship or a program for fine arts, music, and if the specialty is considered or being considered also in the program. These are the questions we would like to answer. Not that we will forget the questions. And I mean, for the next presentations, it would be very nice if we can answer some of them. And Mr. Faraks, if you would like to notice the questions or to write down the question and answer at the end of the round of the presentations, or would you would like to answer?
I can answer briefly now. So we only have a minimum age limit for the students, which is 18 years old by 1st of September. So the scholarship program does not have any age limit. So there are no maximum age. The other one is that medical programs, for example, medicine, pharmacy, dentistry, are not supported by the Stipendium Hungaricum program. However, as Anna Maria says, these programs are available for fee-paying students, also in Debrecen and also in Szeged, which we will hear. And what was the third question?
About music and fine arts.
Okay, so basically, well, on bachelor, so there are different study fields available in bachelor and master level. So first of all, on PhD level, every study program are available for the students. On master level, however, only just a minute. On master level, only engineering sciences, computer sciences, natural sciences, and agricultural sciences are available. These are the branch of the science. So this means that natural sciences contains like mathematics, chemistry, biology, geographic, and so on. And the engineering sciences contains like 20 of engineering study programs. Okay, so these are the master level programs. And on bachelor level, we also have the same as on master, so engineering, what I mentioned, agriculture, IT, and on bachelor level, we also have, for example, economic science as well, and social sciences as well. So I'm not able to tell all the 500 study programs. These are just general information, and the exact study programs the applicants will find on our application surface. But if you have more questions about the study programs, I will answer in the end of the presentations. Okay.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Faraks. And I think it on the call of on the website for the Ministry of Higher Education are lots of information, and I think if you would approve it, that we will have the presentations after this session, it will be uploaded even on the website of the ministry and on our website of the Culture Office here. So lots of questions will be answered actually on from this presentation.
Well, Professor Ola, that's what I was about to ask Ms. Faraks to send us the presentation, to upload it on Central Department of Missions website, along with the recording of these sessions.
Of course, so, I will send.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you very much. Now,